932,000 people have HIV in Thailand. Yeah, I bet you lot did not know that while you're all going raw. If you didn't know, Thailand has the highest rate of HIV in the entirety of Southeast Asia, which is absolutely mad because there's a lot of people going raw there, let's just say that. So yeah, quite literally, the population of Thailand is 71.7 million, and it's literally 1.31% that have it. Like, over 1% is mental. So yeah, quite literally, this is the official statistic of people who have it in Thailand, which it might have gone up because obviously the population was counted in 2023 and the HIV was calculated in 2024. Now don't get me wrong, these probably are just locals, not tourists, and they're probably not even locals in the main areas. You know, they're not going to be in the big cities or the touristy spots in the south. They're probably going to be in rural Thailand. You definitely don't have over a 1 in 100 chance of it happening, but still, you lot going raw all the time are absolutely crazy. Now I know that the Johnnies there do rip pretty easily and they're also pretty tiny, but still, it's probably better safer to use them than it is to catch HIV. I mean, let's not even go into the gone or clap stats, shall we?
Hey guys, I know you guys saw my video, what happens in Dubai. Listen, let me make my disclaimer. That's not me trying to trash Dubai in any way. I think Dubai is amazing. It's a beautiful place full of good people and beautiful things. That was just me talking about one part of the dark things that happen that people don't like to talk about. But guess what? It doesn't just happen in Dubai. It also happens in Thailand. In 2012, some buddies of mine made a documentary about human trafficking and we went to Thailand. In Thailand, there's a red light district where you can actually purchase people, including younger children. This is true, this is facts, this is disgusting. In fact, some of the high-end hotels in Thailand offer it as a concierge service. When you tell them you want your car, your driver, your chef, whatever, they offer the services of other people, including small children, if that's your fetish. We met a 13-year-old prostitute who said she'd been on the street for 2 years, and she was working so her small siblings wouldn't have to. Her parents, nowhere to be found, they were abandoned. She said she had to work and get all the money she could because in 2 more years she'd be too old and they wouldn't want her anymore. She said at 13, she had been with over 4,000 men and she had full-blown AIDS at 13. She said most of her customers come from, you ready for this? America. Older businessmen from America, from London, from Korea, from all over the world. But she said the majority of her customers are American. Some of your doctors, some of your lawyers, some of your policemen, some of your judges, some of your fathers, some of your grandfathers, some of your big brothers are doing this in Thailand. This is disgusting and it has to stop. We got to bring attention and awareness to what's going on with human trafficking and people made to be slaves against their will. Somehow, some way, we got to bring a light to this and stop all of this craziness. This is going to be too much for one video. I got to drop a second part to finish telling you what our conversation with this girl was. It's heart-wrenching at a minimum. Drop a comment and let me know what you guys think about this madness.
Picture this. You're in Thailand, the land of beaches, temples, and pad thai that ruins you for takeout back home. But behind the postcard image is a reality that rarely makes it into travel brochures: HIV. As of 2024, Thailand has around 580,000 people living with HIV, with an adult prevalence rate of about 1.1%. For some groups, men who have sex with men, transgender women, and people who inject drugs, the rate is far higher. And here's the kicker. Nearly 932 million online searches globally revolve around HIV. That's not just curiosity. That's a sign of how much fear, uncertainty, and lived reality surrounds this virus worldwide.
Thailand has the highest infection rate of HIV in Southeast Asia. So if you're planning a trip to Pattaya or Phuket or Bangkok, you've got to be careful that you don't end up taking something home that you can't get rid of. Over 1% of the population here in Thailand has HIV as of 2009, with 97% of new infections coming from male-to-male intercourse or male to transgender intercourse. That means that if you've had few too many beers and you hear, "Hello, handsome man," and the fella's 6'5" coming to you with massive rock hard fake ones on and a little bit of well, wrap it up. Otherwise, you might be ending up with HIV. This is definitely not something to joke about, guys. HIV is very serious. It is a problem all around the world. But seeing that Thailand is the highest proportion of people with HIV in Southeast Asia is quite shocking. I know that the restaurant Condoms and Cabbages, a Thai food restaurant in Bangkok, it was actually set up to try and combat things like HIV. They give out free contraception at the meal. But guys, just take precautions, be safe, and wrap up. God bless.
Not everyone is a sex worker in Thailand. I'm Joy. I've been living in Thailand for over 13 years since I was 16 years old, so I know what I'm talking about. Yes, sex tourism is a thing here, but not all Thai people are. If you don't know what it is, let's talk about it. Thailand is known a bit for its red light district. Now, I'm not advertising it, but Pattaya in Walking Street, Beach Road area, Bangkok in Pat Pong, which is like the Siloam area, Nana, Soi 4 area, and Soi Cowboy. And in Phuket, you're mostly going to see it around the Bangla Road area, Pat Pong. Those are the red light districts in Thailand. Now, I'm not advertising it, but those are the roads to avoid if you're a woman and you don't want to get mistaken for a sex worker, because a lot of men come here for this, and a lot of men that do come here for this are ignorant and assume that we are here for their pleasure. Even though I only named about 2 to 3 areas in these cities, they are highly visible areas. So tourists often mistake the nightlife culture for a representation of the entire country. And if you watch my videos, you know Thailand is so much more than that. More than just the mountains and greenery and Sabai Sabai, more than just a nightlife red light district, okay? There is an in-between. Yes, the industry exists, but that does not mean that every Thai person works within that industry. In fact, majority don't. Thailand's economy is built mostly on health and wellness services, exporting of like rice and rubber, tourism, of course, and agriculture. I'll leave y'all with this little tidbit. You remember my Aunt Tina from Phetchabun? Well, she told me that the farmers actually believe that the more sex you have, the more your crops will grow. Sexuality in Thailand isn't as taboo as it is in America. It's freely expressed. They believe that sexual acts can be linked to fertility of the land. And Thailand isn't the only culture to believe this. Okay, y'all? So the next time you think about Thailand and sex tourism, think bigger.
And one more thing. I just said something that was very profound. Y'all are going to Thailand, getting HIV and bringing it back to give these young ladies in America. I get it, y'all don't want American women, but y'all men in your 50s and older, is that what y'all are doing? Why y'all don't want us women in our 40s and 50s? Beg you, please. Don't want us, please. Ladies, they are going to Thailand, and over there, the women over there gladly giving them the H and the I and the B and everything else. And when they get it, they come back to America because they hate American women so much. They come and they give it to American women. Be very careful out there. And y'all can come for me in the comments. I ain't scared of y'all. Y'all can't beat me. I'm not scared of nobody. Yes, ladies, protect yourself. That's what they're doing. That's why they don't want us older women, because they can't trick with. Protect yourself.
I found out I was HIV positive after noticing strange spots on my body and experiencing high fever. It all started after a night out with my friend. I remember drinking way too much, definitely more than I should have.
Treatment for herpes, virus infections. I mean, it's exactly what I need. So I'm solo traveling Thailand. I'm currently in Pai, and for the last week, I've had this shit on my lip. Not just there, here, there, on the upper lip. I look clapped. And it's 1, pissed me off, and 2, ruining my confidence. I've got no idea how I got it. I haven't lipped any ladyboys. I haven't kissed any girls for that matter. I'm actually celibate these days. So I'm outside a pharmacy right now. I don't speak Thai, so I'm just going to go in, maybe point at my lip and see if they can give me like some cold sore cream. Heard you don't use Vaseline, because if you do that and you smear it along, it spreads, and I think that's what's fucking happened. Sorry, Kat. Can you recommend anything for my lip? Is it a pharmacy? No. Yeah. Where's the nearest one? Do you know? Okay, come on, Kat, thank you. I think I'm outside a pharmacy now. Can you recommend anything for my lip? Sore.
Cream and tablet.
Yeah. Tablets as well. Oh, fucking hell. Treatment for herpes, virus infections. I mean, it's exactly what I need. Should have got this about a week ago. What if I just took the cream? 90 baht. 90. I might just take just this one, please.
15,000 people tested positive for HIV in South Carolina. The worst part about this is that the numbers are even higher. You have to factor in the people who don't get tested. When you factor in that 15,000 people tested positive, yet you got a lot of people running around who ain't never been tested, don't go to the doctor, have no idea what they got. When you add in those numbers, it's crazy. A lot of y'all need to do yourself a favor and go ahead and get on PrEP or whatever these preventative medication commercials that they keep showing, because a lot of y'all are reckless. You reckless and you careless. You don't go to the doctor. You don't ask for test results. You participate in unprotected sex. I used to get on this app all the time and speak against casual sex. You know why? Because there's nothing casual about something that creates life and something that can give you a disease that you can't get rid of. There's nothing casual about it. I don't care how liberated you want to sit up and say you are. I don't care how free you want to be. When it comes to protecting yourself and your body, you cannot be reckless and careless. You just can't be, right? So be prepared for these numbers to rise and these numbers to be even more astronomical, because this is a careless generation. You don't care about yourself. You don't care about the people and you involve yourself with. You don't ask for no test results. You don't look into going to the doctor unless there's something wrong with you, an emergency, or if you got an obvious disease that somebody done gave you. That's the only time y'all really care, right? Seem like ever since y'all seen Magic Johnson still alive, y'all think this stuff ain't real. But remember, you ain't got his type of money.
So recently, this started appearing in my hand. I've been taking my medications the way I'm supposed to, although the only thing that has changed is because I've not been eating so well as I used to. So I've been seeing some reactions. I don't know, I really do not know why, but I know that whenever I take my medication without eating, my eyes starts to turn me, and I don't know why this is coming out. But this also means that I need a job, guys. I need a job so I can be able to eat well, take more vitamins, and have a very good immune. I don't even know what to say, but I don't know why this is happening now. So as an HIV positive patient, whether you're undetectable or not, you see things like this once in a while. Don't be too startled, right? Just calm. That's what I'm telling myself. It will go soon. But please, someone help me out if you can.
That we're not making the dent that we should.
The Campaign for Southern Equality's director of Ginger Justice, Ivy Hill, says breaking down a stigma is one of their top priorities.
Out of Malden, where a man is facing charges for exposing someone to HIV. The suspect, Christopher Miller, is also charged with identity theft. Malden police started investigating July 12th when they were called to an apartment complex for a disturbance. They found Miller there. Officers said Miller had warrants out for his arrest and gave them a fake name. While investigating, police say Miller admitted the woman victim was pregnant with his child and he didn't want her to know he had HIV. Miller was booked into the Greenville County Jail. Of course, we'll keep you updated on the...
Thailand has made huge strides. Access to antiretroviral therapy, or ART, has expanded. Deaths have gone down compared to the peak of the epidemic, and awareness campaigns are stronger than ever. Yet about 12,000 AIDS-related deaths still occur here every year, and thousands of new infections continue to be reported. And the travel connection? Well, nightlife, flings, and impulsive moments don't stop at borders. Tourists often arrive carefree, forgetting that risks exist beyond jet lag and sunburn. One unprotected night in Bangkok or Phuket can become a lifetime of treatment back home. But this isn't just about travelers. Young people in Thailand are still contracting HIV at concerning rates. Stigma stops people from getting tested. Many find out late when treatment is harder and options are limited. That's why the global search number, 932 million, shouldn't surprise us. People are asking questions because HIV is still very much a part of our shared story.
So I just seen that there have been reported that there's over, I think, 80,000 new cases of people contracting HIV in the Dominican Republic. That's alarming and that's scary, and that lets you know there's a lot of men out here that don't care and they will risk it all over some butt cheeks. And listen, bro, there's real live pimps out there, bro. Pimps, bro. I'm telling you, bro, this is another world, bro. Like, they selling booty like fruit out there, bro. It's so accessible, bro, and that is not good. Anything that easily accessible is horrible, dog. Like the guy that I met in the bar, he had like 5 women with him. They were all beautiful women, but I already knew what was going on. And they were looking at me, and he gonna walk up to me, you like what you see? I'm like, what's up, bro? These your women? He like, yeah. He's like, you want something? I said, nah. He's like, all right, bet. He was a Haitian dude. He was telling me like that's what he does. Like he has a stable of women. I'm like, all right, good for you. But it was too much for me. You could call me a square, but that was too much for me. It was too much ass on sale for me. It was everything was on clearance, and I didn't have it in me, bro. I was like, nah, I'm good on this. Don't get me wrong, DR is a fun place, beautiful place, but as far as that world, I'm good on it, bro. And the women are so aggressive. I was in the bar trying to get a shot. This woman just straddling me. I say, damn, wait, give me a second. Let me drink the shot. Damn. I done bought the shot. You straddling me. I can't even drink the shot. Relax. Relax. Like, god damn. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different world, man. But like I said, y'all should be ashamed of yourself going out there bringing back diseases, man. It ain't that deep, bro. Now, I'm going to tell you, I believe it. Because when I went to the DR, I was amazed at how easily accessible women were. And these are not women that are ugly. These are women that look like J-Lo. These are women that look like Selena. And these women will give it to you for much of nothing. Now, you got to understand, right? Let's take, for example, a guy that's living in Houston. He's struggling to get attention from women or whatever. He go out there. I mean, he can get whatever he wants. And they're going to treat him like a king and make him feel like he's the best looking dude on earth. When I would go places, you would have women following you. You would have women just grabbing you. You have women coming up to you. And for me, I didn't really like that. Because that let me know, okay, you getting ran through. Now, I'm not saying I'm an ugly guy or anything, but I'm not stupid. Women that look like that, they not just walking up to men like that, bro. They just not doing that. And these women were moving like that. I'm talking about they was thirsty. You know what I'm saying? There was one point, I remember I was in the bar and this lady with a BBL started dancing on me. And I'm talking about she was aggressive. She throwing me back on the table. I have to try to get my footing right so I could bear the dance. She knocking my drink falling out. I'm like, all right, relax. And they talking about you wanna, because I couldn't understand what she was saying, so I used to translate her, and she basically was like, asked me, did I want to have sex? And I was just like, no. And the crazy thing is, she wasn't ugly, but for me, I don't like that. That means you got hella miles on you. And you got to understand, a lot of these guys don't care. They go out there and they just having sex with all these different women, and then they're coming back to the States bringing diseases back. And there's two types of men. There's men with morals and there's men that don't have any morals. I have morals. And yeah, I have fun and all that, but I did not sleep with no one out there just because of the simple fact I did not like how thirsty these women were. And I knew that they knew that I wasn't from out there and I had that American money. So for them, it's like, oh, this is a come up right here. Because I believe like $1 of ours is like equal to what, 50 of theirs or something like that. So these women ain't dumb. They know what it is. They know what it is. So I didn't let them gas me up. I just had fun, danced with them. Yeah, so for me, I'm just not into that type of stuff. And I remember going to the strip club out there, and I'm talking about, yo, it's literally a whorehouse there, bro. Like, there's men just going in and out the back. And I'm just like, yo, these women are easily having sex with about 6 to 7 dudes a day, bro. Just in that night, I seen one girl take about 3 different dudes to the back, bro. And I already know what they're doing in the back because one of the ladies asked me, did I want to go back there and do some of that nasty stuff? And I was like, no, just dance on me. Just dance. Leave me alone. I don't want to do nothing with you besides dance. And even the dance was uncomfortable because I just, for some reason, kept thinking about how many dudes they done been with. That's just me. That's just me. I look past all that physicality. I'm like, all right, something wrong here. You know, but that's what I'm saying. I can see why a lot of men go out there and contract stuff because they're so intrigued by the beauty of these women and they think, oh my God, these women like me. These women don't like you, bro. They just need money and they know that American men are thirsty and we are an easy lick for them. That's all it is, bro. y'all crazy going out there cheating on your wives and girlfriends, bringing back all these diseases. It's just like, really, bro? And like the passport bros, yeah, keep passport. Keep thinking that you're getting a better deal out there, all right? Keep thinking that. But at the end of the day, be careful when you go out there. Be careful. If you are going to do those type of things, strap up, man, because these women are, they're getting ran through, bro. Ran through. For real. But yeah, man, it's not a good look.
15,000 people done tested positive for HIV in South Carolina, man. That's crazy as a motherfucker. And y'all still out here playing with that fire. Y'all playing with that fire. You think I'm talking about that blick, boy. I'm talking about something that's, whew, that'll kill you alive. That's worse than being killed and dead. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. So if you would rather be just gone out of here unalive, or you'd rather be dead and alive with that HI. Shit. Boy, 15,000 people? See, y'all didn't even know. See, I'm not the type to tell you stuff that I don't got to tell you. Or if it don't come about. The reason this is right here is hit hard because I'm from South Carolina. Like, that's, you know what I'm saying? Born and raised, South Carolina in. A lot of people ain't know that. Y'all was asking, where you from? Where you from? You're asking, where you from? Like, if you don't see this video, you'll never know. But if you do, you'll be picking up on game as we go. Like with stuff about me, obviously, I ain't gonna just come out and see it. But when stuff like this happen, where it's kind of in line, yeah. And you say what now? They say 15,000 people. I don't even want to repeat this right here because I'm out in public and people can hear me right now. And I don't like to talk about this because it's like, you know what I'm saying? People start looking at you funny. Like, what the hell he just say? Like, did he just say the HI? Motherfuckers there try to, you know. But nah, though, we ain't gonna repeat that. They'll. South Carolina Department of Public Health says almost 15,000 people, including children. Children. What the fuck? And teens are living with HIV infection or in the state. The spokesperson for Palmetto Community Care, an organization that offers free AIDS, says 8 out of the top 10 states or U.S. territories of new per 100,000 people are considered to be in deep south. Bro, that's crazy as hell, boy. Y'all better get right. Y'all talking about them first dates, a walk. Them first dates need to be down to the clinic, to the goddamn doc, to see. That's a good first date. Boy, you know.
Guys, I don't know about you, but it seems like just about everybody that I know is sick right now. I had about 4 or 5 coworkers already this week call out.
I found out I was HIV positive after noticing strange spots on my body and experiencing high fevers. It all started after a night out with my friend. I remember drinking a lot more than I should have. Things got so out of hand that I completely lost control of what I was doing. My friend tried to get me home safely, but we ended up arguing and she decided to leave. I stayed at the party with some other friends and eventually met this guy. He seemed fun and the last thing one remember was dancing and having a great time. The next morning, I woke up in his bed, confused and unable to recall most of the night. I left before he woke up, brushing it off like it was no big deal. I thought that night wouldn't have any consequences, but a month later, I started losing a lot of weight. I was constantly running a fever, had terrible headaches, and noticed strange spots appearing on my skin. That's when panic set in. Deep down, had a terrible feeling about what might have happened that night. I decided to go to the hospital, and that's when. Comment if you want to hear part 2.
On July 25th of 2025, reports have confirmed that Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. plans to remove every member of the U.S. Preventative Services Task Force, a move that would have devastating consequences for evidence-based medicine.
HIV crisis in the Twin Cities since 2020 and in Duluth since 2021. There's an outbreak going on and nobody seems to be talking about this. You may not know this, but the numbers of HIV cases...
Today is Sunday, August 27th. This week I found out that I have HIV. I was diagnosed on August 23rd. I was diagnosed. Today is my attempt at my first day out. I'm going to the movies with my friend. Had a really hard time with this. It was really hard to get ready. I don't quite know what I want to do with my story. I don't know if I want to share it. I don't know. My mind is 1,000 places at once. But I wanted to document this in case one day I do decide to share it, so that this part of my journey is seen. I also just want to document this for my own self, to see how far I come, because I know I have a life of trials and tribulations, and I know that this is important. This part of the story is important, whatever I make it. That's really all.
Atlanta has 20,000 new cases of HIV in 2025 alone. That is in a span of 8 months. That is crazy work, y'all. If you are out here single and experiencing, or you in a relationship that you really don't trust, you ain't been in it for a very much long time, and you know that man is still out here testing things, you need to go get your behind on PrEP, okay? Do not think that PrEP is only for gay men. It is for women. It is for men. It is for teenagers, even the ones in high school over there humping. Y'all need to find yourself on that PrEP stuff. Someone could have it and may not know. Someone may know they have it and just won't say anything. For the gay boys, they say it takes about 7 consistent days of being on PrEP for it to protect you from HIV. And for the heterosexual people, they said it takes about 21 days of consecutive.
I had been dating him for over a year, from the beginning of our relationship. He always insisted we be intimate without protection. I kept saying no, mainly because I was scared of getting pregnant. But after a year and 5 months together, I decided to give in. I thought I was giving him something special. Right after we were done, he turned to me with a strange look in his eyes and said, "Congratulations, now you have HIV too." At first, I laughed. I thought it was a dark, twisted joke. I couldn't imagine he was being serious. I didn't want to believe it, so I stayed. I stayed for 5 more years, until my body started to change. I had constant fevers, lost weight rapidly, and strange rashes started appearing everywhere. I finally went to the hospital, and I'll never forget the moment the doctor looked at me and said, "You've tested positive for HIV." I was in shock. I immediately called him crying, and that's when he finally admitted it. He told me he had...
Here's a positive. HIV today is not the death sentence it once was. With ART, people live long, healthy lives. And with awareness, protection, and testing, it's entirely preventable. The challenge is making sure everyone, local communities, tourists, governments, takes responsibility. So when you think of Thailand, think of more than just beaches and elephants. Think about the people behind the numbers, the 580,000 living with HIV, the 932 million global searches showing how much this matters, and the fact that we all share responsibility in reducing the spread. Because health, like travel, doesn't stop at borders.
Man, them folks just said down there in Atlanta, it's been 20,000 new cases of.
Shakira Lee made her first appearance in court today on those charges. According to the arrest report, her boyfriend found a paper statement with her name on it and a positive status for HIV. He later found out he was also positive. Channel 4's Destiny McKeever spoke with Lee's neighbor, who says he's surprised Lee would do this. Destiny?
Joy, Shakira Lee sits here in the jail tonight, but back over in her neighborhood. I spoke with people who say they're just shocked to learn of this news, especially knowing that she has young children.
That's horrible.
Disappointed in the news of his neighbor allegedly knowing she was spreading HIV to her partner. Joseph Hamilton says it's hard to trust people these days.
People just have to be careful, you know.
really never know who you're standing next to.
Arrest records show 27-year-old Shakira Lee was arrested for having sex